Good evening. As I was thinking about writing this speech, it occurred to me how much of my life has been connected to Anshe Emeth. I started religious school here when I was in kindergarten, and as many can attest to, I've basically been living here since, aside from these past 4 months. Anshe Emeth offers so much more than just a religious school to its students. The clubs, activities, and experiences are what kept me coming back and continuing to learn. I also feel like I grew up in Anshe Emeth during the best of times. My early years were with Rabbi Miller and Cantorot, and my teen years were spent with Rabbi Baisley, Rabbi Glasser, Cantor Stanton, Rachel Thomas, and Matt Vogel. What an amazing group to go up around. Each and every person that I interacted with at the temple had an impact on me in some way and helped me to form the person that I am today. In my younger years, my temple experience revolved around Cantorot. Starting with my participation in junior choir, she helped me overcome any stage fright that a 10-year-old may have. Then my time in Jew Directions opened up a whole new side of me, even if it was a few years in the making. Starting with guitar lessons with Cantorot, followed by a year of attempting to keep up with the other more experienced guitarists on the bima, something finally clicked with me and my guitar, and now I actually really enjoy playing, and I even schlepped my guitar with me to Israel to continue playing there. I really appreciate all of Cantorot's efforts in my earlier years, and Cantor Stanton more recently, for their continued support. For the past several years, I've had the privilege of working as a madrich with Rachel Thomas, which gave me the experience of being on the other side of religious school. In helping in the office and with the teachers, I learned to appreciate all the hard work that goes into making everything run smoothly. Being in madrich introduced me to work life and what it's like being an employee. It taught me the importance of showing up, being on time, and doing your job. These are things that will serve me well in life. As I think about who I spent the most hours and hours and hours with during my high school years, let's talk about Matt Vogel. The trips and activities he organized for 80 were always a perfect combination of bonding with friends coupled with either social action, community give back, or something educational, all while having a ton of fun. The Civil Rights Journey, our Vermont trip, Litza Ken, and Midnight Run were a few of my favorites. I can imagine it's hard to find things that keep teens interested, and Matt is just really good at it. I would like to thank Matt for his awesome trips, his countless letters of recommendation that he provided over the past 2 years, and most importantly for being an amazing mentor and friend. Turning to recent events, I think I may have been the age of 5 when Rabbi Miller told me in his matter-of-fact way that I would be studying abroad in Israel when I was older. Even though COVID changed my intended timing, I was able to take advantage of this amazing opportunity during this past semester. In fact, I returned from Israel yesterday. If I'm slurring at this point, my apologies, it's the jet lag. It's hard to describe the all-encompassing experience of living and learning in Israel for 4 months. I definitely feel more connected to my heritage and the Jewish people, having been immersed in the language and culture for so long. The learning experience was diverse, hands-on, and intensive. While we were unable to go to Poland due to COVID, we had a week of education solely on the Holocaust, with an emotional visit to Yad Vashem in Jerusalem. The countless trips were incredible. The 4-day hike from the Sea of Galilee to the Mediterranean was amazing and thoroughly exhausting, but mostly amazing. Did I mention it was exhausting and rained part of the time? Among many other things, I was able to go to a Women of the Wall rally at the Western Wall, see the sunrise from the top of Masada, go through 4 days of Israel Army training, and experience the float of the Dead Sea. The trip was enlightening, educational, and above all, super fun. I made so many friends from around the country who I look forward to staying in touch with. Upon my fresh return from this trip, I would like to give a huge shout out to Mora Leah. Her Hebrew classes were so much fun, and I can assure her that I used every shred of Hebrew learned in her class in Israel. As I look to my next chapter in life, I'll be starting at Northeastern University School of Engineering in the fall. Since being out of the country for 4 months this year isn't enough, I accepted their invitation to do my first semester abroad in Dublin. After getting through my time in Israel, I figure 4 months in Ireland should be a breeze. After all, I get to speak English there. I feel very prepared and excited for my next experience of being immersed in a new culture. It's hard for me to put into words how much Rabbi Baisley and this whole congregation have done for me over the years. I do know that because of everyone's positive influence, I'm the stronger, more confident, adventurous, community-minded person standing in front of you today. And for that, I say collective thank you.